Shalom, Kol Halayim, Wahawad, La Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah Kodash, that mother to the elder apostle, the great millstone, who rule well, you have taught us this truth. And there's a salutations to you, Akim, to all my fellow laborers out there, that's doing this work in truth and sincerity. Shalom, and Shalom to the few Akwaf that listen and learn. Now, in this video, this is from rtnews.com. Um, I think it was a interesting article, to say the least. Uh, it involves digital currency, so I had to, click on it and read a bit to see, or to look into the matter to see what they were talking about. And of course, we know we live in that time where the digital currency, all right, which is, excuse me, digital currency been around for some time, and so with that being said, uh, we know, as far as those brothers that believe in Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, believe uh, what the scripture has said, referring to Revelation the 13th chapter. We know that the digital currency they're trying to move to, we know that it's the chip, so just by me mentioning that, let's get this this precept right here. It's like wrong one. It was the wrong book. Let's go to 2 Corinthians. All right, this is 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. It says, "Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices." And the word ignorant means not to know. It just simply means you don't know. So we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, which we know that the spiritual demon Satan does his bidding or his work through the physical counterpart of him, which is the Edomites. All right, start with their central banking families on down, the ones that's trying to push this digital dollar, which we know that the dollar is already digital with your debit card. You have plenty of digital. You have plenty of digital methods of payment. You have Apple Pay. You have the Cash App. You have all types of different ways to transfer money digitally, and so there's no need. Excuse me, bear with me 1 second. There we go. So there's no need to create a new digital currency. You even have a thing called Bitcoin that's out, which we know that's been around for some time now. It's been around for years. So, what's the new digital currency that the central banking families are trying to move to? Well, we know, according to scripture, like I said, Revelation the 13th chapter speaks about the mark, all right, the mark of the beast, which is the Greek word there is for mark is charagma, which pertains to what? All right, a man, all right, or people, all right, engraving or implanting or inserting something in you, which we know it to be that chip, all right, the RFID microchip. That's the mark of the beast. And we believe it. We believe that according to faith, because what else they're going to? Excuse me. What else they're going to? Cause everyone to get, whether you're rich or poor, free or bond, to buy and sell things with. All right. So let's read. Fan explores future of digital dollar. U.S. Central Bank is weighing pros and cons of digital currency. A central bank digital currency, CBDC, which I've been familiar with this term, and I'm sure you other Akim out there that's been around for a little minute, for a few years or so. You probably are familiar with the CBDC, central bank digital currency. It says a central bank digital currency should complement rather than replace current forms of money and methods for providing financial services, the Federal Reserve Board of Governors said in a study released on Thursday, which it said was the first step in a public discussion about a digital dollar. Clocking in at just 40 pages, including appendices, and footnotes, the study examines the pros and cons of a CBDC and solicits feedback from the public and the authorities. We look forward to engaging with the public, elected representatives, and a broad range of stakeholders as we examine the positives and negatives of a CBDC. In the U.S., Fed Chairman Jerome Powell said in a statement, introduction of the digital dollar would represent a highly significant innovation in American money, the study said, which is why the Fed does not intend to proceed with issuance of a CBDC without clear support from the executive branch, and from Congress, ideally in the form of a specific authorizing law. So, as I read that first little part, they're trying to pass, or at the end of that, it was talking about passing a law that would support this new digital currency, which we know that, that's how Esau moves. He'll pass a legislation or a law, just so he can back up whatever he's getting ready to do, which is always evil. All right, always evil and wicked. Okay. So, continuing on, uh, the central banks, uh, which is based out of London, and I believe it's London, but or just UK in general, But I believe it's London Central Bank. That's where the elites, do their monetizing. Uh, how you would word it? Their the central monetizing regulations, and rules, and issuing of money, and credit, and everything to do economically. You know, anything involving currency. And even the world currency, because the central banking families control the world currency, as we all know. That's why the U.S. dollar was pushed by the central banking families, and that's why it's the world reserve currency, and that's the reason why any other currency is beneath the U.S. dollar. All right, you need so many. Uh, excuse me. You need so many of one's country currency notes to add up to a U.S. dollar or U.S. dollars. All right, so showing you that the U.S. dollar is the top currency, and also how you know that as well, because that's how the U.S., which is Babylon the Great, that's how it's able to sanction these different countries. All right. So let's continue to read a little bit more. It says the Fed noted that the dollar currently consists of three types of money: the physical currency issued by the Federal Reserve, the digital money held by commercial banks, and non-bank money, a digital account of transactions excuse me, used by other financial service providers. So, like I said, there's plenty. All right, even just saying this commercial banks, excuse me, Federal Reserve note, or other digital accounts. Like I said, there's plenty of avenues or platforms for digital currency. Now, we know that, you know, if they want to improve or to make it more accessible, that's one thing. But to create a new digital currency, well, what's the new digital currency you want to create or push? It has to be that chip, man. It says, while setting up a Fed-backed digital dollar will offer safe and fast payments between Americans, even commerce with other countries, there may also be downsides such as questions about how the government could preserve citizens' privacy, com- combat illicit transactions, and preserve monetary and financial stability, the Fed said. Yeah, it's all about control at the beginning of the day. All right, we all know that. Current digital payment methods tend to fail during natural disasters or other large disruptions, forcing affected areas to rely on cash transactions, the study noted. The U.S. Central Bank also warned that other countries or currency unions could roll out their own CBDCs that may end up more attractive than the existing forms of the U.S. dollar, posing a threat to its status as the world's reserve currency. See, you know, they're not going to, stand for another country creating its own uh, CBDC that is actually pushing the U.S. dollar aside because they always went to war with countries that threaten the dollar. Japan is one, another is Germany, Libya, to name a few. Okay, and Libya was more recent, recent years. Right, Muammar Gaddafi. That's what I'm referring to. He created a currency that was backed by gold. And what happened to him? Well, he was murdered by Esau, the so-called white man, and the U.S. military went there or hired mercenaries to murder him in public. So, continuing on, it says a U.S. CBDC might help preserve the international role of the dollar, the Fed said. So they're looking forward to creating a CBDC or U.S. CBDC so it can uh, continue its global economic uh, oppression of the many countries that is able to sanction. Because without sanctions, how else would the U.S. Uh, affect other countries, especially the poorer countries like Venezuela? You know, Venezuela having all these resources, but they can't sell any of its resources and provide money for its people because the U.S. sanctioned Venezuela. All right, for no good reason at all. All right, so they want to control that currency, as we know, and talking about a U.S. CBDC. I mean, that's madness. Okay, that's madness. All right, but it goes to show you that Esau's not planning on losing his power. You know, he's not planning on losing his grip on the world. He want to maintain that power. Let's get that before I go on. Let's get that real quick. Psalms 49:11. And it reads, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. Yeah, you know that's Esau for you. They want to continue to rule forever, man. All right, to all or every generation of them. And we know they call the lands after their own names because that's the reason why this place is called America today. And all the different names you have across the world, Africa. And they was all named by Edomites, man. All these different, a lot of these different countries. You know, so you thinking that you're going to rule forever. You just create another digital currency, and everything can be fine. You'll continue your global dominance. And no one's buying it, Esau. No one's buying that, man. All right, this is the book of Revelation 13, and start at verse 16, because we know, like I said, according to faith, and trust excuse me. Excuse me. We know according to faith and according to us trusting in the words of Yahweh Bashem Shah, we know that this new digital currency is going to be this chip. All right, because that's the reason why you have it in all these different videos. Matter of fact, let me grab this video real quick. Yeah, Shalaki, I had to grab this video real quick. So you Akim and you Akwaf out there could see. I put this in one of my videos and I saved it as well. See what I did. See, it was a video I did about the same subject matter, and it's been a little while, but I kept this video. So this is it's called "Getting Under Your Skin." Sweden unveils COVID pass implant, and so this is what they're doing in Sweden to have a pass because of the pandemic. So they created their implant to serve this purpose according to Sweden. But we know it's an overall agenda involving this chip, RFID microchip. So here you go.
Implants are a very versatile technology that can be used for many different things. And right now, it's very convenient to have a COVID passport always accessible on your implant. So in case your phone runs out of battery, it's always accessible to you. The implant is readable by any smartphone that has NFC function. So I can go to a restaurant or a movie theater, I just show them my arm and swipe me with a smartphone, and then that pops up the COVID passport that I have on my chip. So you don't need a...
So you see what this man is saying, right? Matter of fact, if you don't know what NFC means, let me pause one more time and grab the meaning of NFC, okay? All right, I'm back. Shalaki. I had to get some things, just all, for edification. Some of you brothers out there, and a few sisters may not know what NFC or how it pertains to the RFID microchip. So this is NFC RFID reader. It says NFC RFID reader and writer devices are used in short-range wireless data communications. NFC, near field communications, and RFID, radio frequency identification devices have the capability of being a reader, writer, or both. RFID devices operate in 3 frequency ranges, which, like I said, you could, just type it in on Google. So I typed in NFC RFID, and then it said reader and all that. It'll pop up, if you just search it. Okay, so now we understand, okay, what this man is talking about. Now let's hear it again. He said can read, all right, radio frequency. Let's see what he says again.
The COVID passport always accessible on your implant. So in case your phone runs out of battery, it's always accessible to you.
Always accessible to you. At any given time, they can access this device, this RFID microchip device, which is the size of a grain of rice which this is that new digital currency that the central bankers want you to get. Okay, not no. This look, man. The mark of the beast is not no fucking. Excuse my French, man. Not no fucking Christianity. You don't sleep with no goddamn white women, man. I mean that's madness, man. That's nonsense, man. All right.
The implant is readable by any smartphone that has NFC function. So I can go to a restaurant or a movie theater, I just show them my arm and swipe me with the smartphone, and then that pops up the COVID passport that I have on my chip. So you don't need a special app for this. Kind of.
And also, the cloud is all a part of that too. You have a cloud system where, it stores data from the satellites, okay?
Similar to a QR code, just that of course I don't want the QR code on my skin, right?
Which, that's a lie. Those chips are for sale. It says not for sale, but we know that the chips are for sale. Brother bought a chip just to show brothers how it looks, and they actually look just like that, So brother just bought it just to show you, brothers and sisters out there that, this is a real thing. So I don't know what this guy's video talking about, you can't buy it or whatever, but you could buy it. This was years ago. The brother bought that, 2017, I want to say. So, I'm back in Revelation 13 and, excuse me, verse 16, it says, and he calls it all. He is first of all, the he is Esau, Edom. All right, this is what he's going to do when he move on the people. Because the scriptures tell you, matter of fact, in this same book, the chapter before, it tell you that the devil, all right, is going to come down, all right, on the inhabitants of the earth because he knows that he have on a short time to try to push his new world order, which it involves everyone being chipped. All right, not everyone sleeping with white women. Esau gonna come up to you. Look, man, you're gonna sleep with this white woman. It be okay. It's the mark. No, man, what kind of shit is that? He already done forced Christianity down our throats. So what? We got the mark already. You got guys out there that that say these type of foolish things, man. What I'm reading right now is this is the mark. This is the RFID microchip that man had in his hand. It will show you how it worked. This is what the scriptures is talking about right here. Revelation 13-16, and he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So, first and foremost, you can't buy or sell except you sleep with a white woman. You can't buy or sell except you have Christianity in your mind. Come on, man. Guys are real goofies, man. Silly, man. Just silly. All right. No, he's going to cause you to get this RFID microchip. All right. Or be killed. Or not be able to live. All right. You're not going to be able to live in society. All right. On the grid without having this mark. So if you don't know how to live off the grid, you're in bad shape, okay? But this is the mark, okay? Like I said, the word for mark when you go into Strong's is charagma, okay? Look that up. And then there's a judgment for receiving the mark. Let's go to Revelation the 14th chapter and 9, because many of our people and other people around the world, as far as the heathens, they're going to get this mark. Yeah. You got people already volunteering to get this mark. This mark been out over in the U.S. since 2017, and a tech company over in what's it, Minnesota, I believe it was. Yeah, about Minnesota, I think it was. A tech company. His employees are getting chipped. They doing it like it's some fun thing or cool thing to be a part of. There was some jinx up in there, But hey, that's their judgment, man, Because this is the judgment for getting that mark. Revelation 14:9 says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink, excuse me, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the heavenly Father, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. Yeah, that fire and brimstone is talking about the missiles, man. You're going to eat a missile. All right, as I used to quote all the time, is you're going to catch a missile with your teeth. It is what it is, man. Hey, Psalm 75:8, it says, for in the hand of Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua, there is a cup, and the wine is red. It is full of mixture, and he poured out of the same. But the dregs thereof, all the wicked of the earth shall wring them out and drink them. All right, so, hey, the Lord is going to kill a lot of people, man. Because a lot of people are going to receive this mark, man. All the wicked of the earth, man. You're going to taste that fire and brimstone. All right. Any of you Israelites out there, which are the so-called Negroes, so-called Latinos, so-called Native Americans, if any of you get that mark, all right, that RFID microchip, the Lord will kill you, man. All right, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, all right, Yahweh Yahushua will destroy you, man. So you better think long and hard. You better choose death versus receiving that mark. All right. So with that, I'm gonna leave it at there. I just want to convey that to you. You brothers and sisters out there, man, that believe and trust in Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. This new central banking digital currency will be the RFID chip. All right. So that's the hour of temptation, man. Let's get that before I close. Revelation 3:10, it says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience. Yeah. That's what we're doing. Keep the words, all right, of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. All right, and we hold it near and dear, all right, within our minds, man, within our spirits. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. And I believe as well that that's when they're going to make this chip mandatory. Because that's the major prophecy we wait on to happen when they push this chip. All right. So, with that, Lord willing, you were edified in spirit. Until next time, I say Shalom.